Blessings, blessings. What's up, going?
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Village Radio Talk Show. I am Roderick Daly. I am your host, where we talk about the village, where we empower the community to live a healthy, safe, and financially capable life through education, helping each one of us to realize our dreams at any point where success is not just spoken, it is done. Okay. No. Um, you guys do realize that you guys are on the air, right? I know you guys are making that you're on the air.
How we doing? How we doing, man? Welcome, villagers, to another Thursday on the village. All right, you got the boss man, Mr. Daly, in the red. Can already tell so the man just come through. um, I'm here, man. Anytime Roger do this thing, it's really kind of quite a problem. All right, let me see what I can do. Let me see what I can do right now. All right, I'm a jumping. And talk on some things right now. So we have. So last year, I remember the NTSB complaint. Well, rather, the issue of the helicopter collision back in January in DC, and there was such a massive issue with it, that Black Hawk jet, and the mid-air collision between the PSA and the A original jet on January 29. And so they had the hearing today, where the National Transportation Safety Board concluded that there were a multitude of errors and systematic failures across the agencies, and it led to that issue. So they investigated, and their investigation highlighted that there were ignored warnings about risky helicopter routes for years, right? Especially in the routes in DC, in the DC approach path, and inadequate separation procedures. And that really just highlighted, I think, incompetence, right? So we've seen throughout, just, I mean, on the news and just even in other jobs itself, where a lot of incompetence happen. And so the question is, why is it that the people who are in these job position still are in them? Why is it that there isn't enough training that's going on, or why isn't enough training given for these individuals who are supposed to be, experts in flying the aircrafts them, right? Simulations presented at the hearing showed that both aircraft had difficulty seeing each other at night. And then with the helicopter at an incorrect altitude and the jet not warned about the helos position, now you have a case for disaster. Aviation trade coverage emphasized that the board's finding a flawed airspace design, ATC workload culture, with no individual pilot singled out as a sole cause. So who's to blame? Who is to blame? The Federal Aviation Admin has since instituted permanent changes to separate helicopter and airplane traffic near DCA, with further NTSB, which is the Transportation Safety Board, recommendations expected. But here's the problem, though, right? Because I went and dig a little bit deeper into this, right? And so there has been years of ignored safety warnings. Investigations highlighted that warnings about dangerous helicopter traffic near the Reagan National Airport, which is the DCA, had been raised for over a decade. You had calls to reroute the helicopter flight paths and reduce airspace conflict, but they weren't acted upon. Ignored requests from 2023, right? A regional FAA supervisor had formally requested reduce helicopter traffic in 2023 because of these safety concerns. Then now you have history of near misses. Since 2021, airspace data showed over 15,000 airspace separation incidents, right? You had training and systematic issues as well, inadequate training and systematic safety cultural failures. And then you had recurring complaints since 2013. How? How is it that the issues can't be solved? Right? What's the problem here, man? What is the issue there? Let's talk about it. This remind me. This is wrestler that says, "Let's talk about it." So I just said, "Let's talk about it." That's the funny part here. But what's the problem here, man?
So I believe, Andre, first and foremost, they highlighted the incident, coupled with a few other incidents. That was a Delta when they ran off the runway. A couple other fatal crashes in the United States at the time. And they were highlighting this because how President Trump and Elon Musk were what we call trimming the fat. And they reduced the FAA staff, right? And with that reduction, it tried to highlight how these accidents are happening, right? So it became the media's push to show that, what are you doing, right? What are you doing in America? Because you're causing some issues on the federal level and you're causing plane crashes. It wasn't really about some of those issues that you spoke about, right? It was really about highlighting the incompetence of President Trump to remove, and Elon Musk, to remove FAA and freeze hiring, right? Because they reduce the staff and freeze hiring in crucial times, right? Right. So that was the major issue that we had to look back at a year ago. The reality of the situation is that you need more staff, right? You need more staff, and you need to get more staff, and you need to have better training.
So
right?
Okay.
Right. So the training component, I mean, again, you can't fix every problem, right? You can't fix every problem, but problems should not repeat. And it should not be repeating at such a fast rate.
For a decade, Trump wasn't president.
But that's the point that I'm making, right? And again, that's why I'm saying that's why they highlighted the incident, right? They highlighted it based upon what Donald Trump was doing with the FAA. But then plane crashes, I mean,
it's been happening.
Former president, the late president, John F. Kennedy's son, right, died in a plane crash, right? John Denver died in a plane crash, right? We had Aaliyah died in a plane crash, right? So you have a whole bunch of examples of people of the plane crashing. So the question again is, what is the FAA doing, right? How are you monitoring? How are you training? It goes back to, again, training for possibility. When I train teachers and students, right, I try to train them on all possibilities. And I would, highlight, hey, this is why you can't do this, and this is why you can't do it. And you know what? Here's the other problem. A number of those teachers did not take the training seriously because it won't ever happen to me. So I'm not going to pay attention. And those are the same teachers who are going to panic when the negative situation arises. So it's probably the same thing with a lot of the people who are getting trained by the FAA. They're not paying attention because they don't think that in their lifetime they will ever see these kind of incidents.
I think it definitely even highlight the issue with bureaucracy too, right? You think about like a hierarchy where people are in positions where one person needs to do one thing so that way the next person can get it done. And somewhere along the assembly line itself, and not lack of a better analogy, somebody didn't do their part or don't have to always do their part. So you end up mess up the rest of the line itself. And something happens down the line. And a person might say, "Oh shoot, either forget to do it, or damn, I didn't do that. Let me see if I can wiggle my way out." Right? And so you're messing up things for other people. This is a continuous thing.
It's really kind of like, as you're trying to explain it, it really is a lack of checks and balances.
Yeah.
Right? within the organization. And so, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, hello all villagers, and thank you for joining the village. The village today. Feel free to call in to our. Oh, let me open up the phone lines. I did not do that today, so let me get right on it. Andre, let me open up the phone lines immediately for individuals to be able to call in. And again, Andre, what is that number for them to call in when they want to call in?
It's what, 347-746-6598. It's on the screen. 347-746-6598.
All right, feel free to call in and join in the conversation. We always welcome audience participation, right, at the village. Again, do your best. I mean, besides just type in, you can always call in and get involved with and be under, be what is it called? A guest host. Be a guest host on the program to discuss some of the issues that are affecting us, right? And if you could move us along to another issue that is here. But again, welcome to all of the villages, and welcome to another Thursday on the village. So I don't know how to talk about this.
What?
President Trump, DOJ, DHS, and ICE.
Talk about it. I mean, we talk about it all the time. Let's talk about it.
No, because I'm pissed off, Andre.
It's the same thing with Trump every week. Like before you say what you're saying, hold on, right? So I try to keep up with some of the things he says, really, especially when it comes to just like economics and education and stuff. And so Canada did that. I don't remember what it was, but he was saying Canada shouldn't make a deal with China, right? Because if they do, he's gonna put 100% tariff. Minute the man said tariff, in my head, I'm just like, this dude is laughable with this stuff, right? He kind of backtracked on it because the Prime Minister of Canada has seemed to kind of back out of the China deal, or the way they speak is like, okay, I'm not gonna necessarily do the deal. Then now there was something regarding aircrafts, and as I'm reading his post on Truth Social, before I could even get to it, where it's like, if Canada does X, Y, and Z, before I got to the tariff, in my head, I'm just like, he's gonna say something about tariff. He said 50% tariff on them, and I start cracking. This man been in office since what? January 2020, like last January.
January
right?
20th. January 20th. 2020.
And at this point, we know what he's about, right? And so it's really about time and just really remembering that we got to make sure we go out and do what we got to do if we want to see the change of things, which many of us, of course, we want to see, right? So him putting on Truth Social every second about what going on, him talking the most derogatory and disrespectful way, him calling out people out of their name. The man sound like an immature kid that just don't learn, don't know how to regulate him emotion. I want my ego. I want everybody to know that I'm Mr. Badman. Kids them call me Mr. Badman all the time.
I think that he has set
a precedents
and goals that he can't backtrack from. Right? And he's probably one of those very arrogant person. I've called him narcissistic over the years, that can't correct his wrong. He wants to go down with the ship. Right? I'm looking at the two incidents in Minnesota. Right? Looking at the two incidents in Minnesota. I didn't follow up on the third incident in Arizona, because there was an incident in Arizona yesterday as well. But Renee Good is iffy, right? Is iffy about proving the intent of the officer and the intent of Renee Good, right?
You said Renee Good is iffy about
Like,
proving intent.
I'm saying it from giving President Trump a pass, right? Giving him a pass about that, because she did hit him with the car, right? She did hit him with the SUV with the open fire. Now, it's all debatable. I don't want to debate it, right? I'm not saying that the officer was right or wrong, but all I'm saying is you could argue imminent danger. To the naked eye, with the Renee Good, it didn't look like it. To the officer, they hit it with a car. Hey, right?
Yeah.
What I want to bring up is looking at that situation and looking at the nurse, right? Looking at the nurse, there's no clear evidence, none, that Alex Preddy was endangering the lives of the ICE officers. Yes, he had a gun.
Yeah.
A gun that he was legally able to carry. He did not pull, he did not threaten, he did not brandish, right? He did something stupid by getting involved with the situation. Right, with the situation. But there's no clear evidence that any officer was in clear danger. What Benev says, blame the people. This is what happens when the people vote for him. Yes, right? Yes. That is also true, right? And they lack training.
Lack of training, yeah.
Right? They lack training. It goes back to what we're talking about, the FAA and the lack of training, right? And so the issue here is, and he did it with George Floyd too, right? Yeah. He did it with George Floyd. Oh, they make mistakes, right? They make mistakes.
But George when the guy, Floyd, all of the police brutality issues we see, so.
Right? So to me, the issue is more than him saying, you know what, the behaviors of these officers were wrong, like literally saying they're wrong. And we need to investigate it to ensure that justice is served. Or even start with that. You defend the officers in this situation. How do you defend 8 minutes and 46 seconds in somebody's neck in his first term?
It's ignorance, man. It's just ignorance and willful carelessness. Like there's no regard. It's like we all saw the vid. I saw the vid. I could barely watch it, you know. So I mean, you know, when people defend heinousness, that's hard to understand. You know, the one conclusion you can come up with is there's no regard, there's no care, you know. Or, and this is a nice, or you just don't understand the experience. You know, there's a quote, I know, like it goes something like, the rich don't understand the experience of the poor, and the poor don't understand the experience of the rich.
You know, I was thinking about something.
Perspective.
America is going to care a lot more.
Why?
Because the white people dying.
So wait, so who's the Americans then? Because I'm sure not many black
In
people,
America,
it's
the
hard to say
GOP,
in
the
government
GOP,
cares.
the GOP says, right, there have to be some level of investigation, right? The Grand Old Party, the Republican Party, and senators are asking for proper insight, and they're asking for the head of Kristi Noem, right? Um, so they're asking for her head, for her to step down,
Mm.
right? On her statement, what is it? I am incredibly proud, right? I'm incredibly proud of the men and women serving at the National Response Coordination Center, right? To respond to the, like this is crazy. Well, this is her responding to the storm, but she has also, right, be asking for her head in terms of what is happening. But they need to ask for the Secretary of the DHS of Homeland Securities. That person needs to go too.
Mm.
And JD Vance needs to not to um, stop supporting the chaos, right? Stop supporting the chaos of what is happening. But now they're killing. Now it doesn't matter who they kill, black, white, or indifferent. But America is gonna have an issue when they're killing white people.
Probably in the uh, poor white people, rich white people. Um, I don't think I don't think America. Oh, and I would say who is America really, right? More so the folks. I think those who are at the top who are able to live in their glass houses and have their security don't care what's happening to the people who have to live in the slums. As long as you still work for me, make sure that my company making money and making sure I make money and I can secure my family and all that. Whatever happens to you. That's what I think a lot of those who are at the top thinking. I don't say it's everyone, right?
Now, I think that people are beginning to care. Right, they're beginning to care, but Minnesota is a blue state, right?
Mm.
So with the midterm elections, it's state by state, right? I
Mm.
think New York has 6 GOP representative. Most of them are in Long Island,
Yeah.
right? Except so a Democrat won the seat that Santos was in, and everybody else from Nassau and Suffolk County are Republican. So they stand a chance in Nassau County. And then they have a few Republicans upstate, right? So they have a few Republicans upstate.
Hmm.
For the most part, they're not going to win all of a seat, but they need to take away 2 or 3 seats here in New York State, because New York State is a blue state. So you have to look at the blue states now to see, can they drive the switch in election, right?
Yeah.
Switch in election process and lobbying and getting out the votes in the blue states. So you have blue states like Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, Minnesota, Virginia, right? Georgia, not Georgia, but the parts of Georgia, Pennsylvania. A lot of these blue states, Wisconsin, Michigan, right? They can push, as we say in Jamaica, 1 coca full basket. So each state can grab 1 or 2 seats that the Republicans have. right, to change the dynamics, right, of Congress, the House of Representatives, and put a real turn on what is happening, and 2 or 3 seats in the Senate make those turns as well. The number of federal senators who are up for their new seat, right?
Yeah.
So let's make some changes. If America really truly wants change, then you have to make change. You can't just want it without making it. I said to somebody today, I was in a conversation this morning, and I say, your thoughts become your dreams become actions, your actions become results.
Yeah.
Right? So if you want a result, you need to start with a thought on whatever that it is that you want to get done. And so what has happened in Minnesota is a total disgrace.
That is true. And it's sad, man. It's sad. I mean, to your point, basically, fundamentally, people just need to go out and do their civic duty. As midterms come. That's really it. And so, I think over the years too, people have also become politically fatigued. You know, so it's like people are looking at even just the simplest of things and ready to make some complaints. Not to go on a lighter thing, but it's also related. Like people already complaining about the snow or complaining about the buses, being packed going over a mountain of snow, and they're blaming Mom Donnie already. And I'm like, Brethren, the man, there's been other leaders in, and you still had to go over snow, still had the issues with the bus. So what are we talking about?
So the issue with that is that he is the leader.
Yeah, and I don't disagree because
right?
I'm annoyed, but I get it.
The other thing was the snow. Compared to 10 years ago, 15 years ago, the prognosticators.
The what now?
The weather people.
Oh.
Right? They can give you a fairly safe image, report on what's happening. So I knew about the storm from last week, Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
The storm happened Sunday.
Yeah.
And it's the tale of two cities. Because I drove around Brooklyn, right? I drove around Brooklyn. And when I drove around Brooklyn, I saw a mountain of snow that they could pick up. I saw it last night, where on Utica and Avenue H, I was coming home probably around 1:00, and they had the garbage truck, and they took the snow and threw it into the garbage truck.
Yeah.
This is something that could have been done
across the city.
Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, right? To alleviate some of the issues that we're having.
Well, to that.
And then in Manhattan,
they're doing it well.
Manhattan, the middle part of Manhattan is beautiful. It's beautiful. While the outer boroughs look like crap.
So that made me think about now privilege and infrastructure importance, right? Because it's the same when we look at the hurricane that happened back in Jamaica as well, and who's getting the assistance first, right? I know in infrastructure, places that do a lot in making sure that everything is running, business is running, they're gonna get that help first. Or places that are deemed more important, gonna get that help first. And you look in the communities that we are at, right? It is always in a manner wherein you chop liver.
Mm.
Why is it that our communities always get that brunt? And it goes back, there's no care. So now in my mind, yes, the question is why. I know what can we do as community, right? How can people help? But I remember, was it 2 days ago? I'm parked at my school on the side, the snow just completely in the road and everything. And I'm ready to come out and everything. And a man was just, with his son, and he just comes over and say, "Hold on, let me just, dig you out and everything." I was just like, "This is cool." I know Bridgen, him and three others decided and go help out some people and take out, snow their car out, so that way they can get out. But then no, the problem came back because the truck just drives past and put the snow and just make people, and it's just like, bruh, why? Like
But that's what I'm talking about when I say you could move on my block, right? I looked at my block last night. There are a couple of, I would say close to 1,000 pounds of snow. I would say close to a quarter of my block. No cars are parked there. A plow can just come, pick it up, and dump it.
Yeah.
Right? They didn't do that.
Yeah.
Right. These are real issues about neglect of citizens. Now, don't get me wrong. I people ask me. I did endorse Mamdani, right? Right. I did endorse him at the end for him to be mayor. I don't think.
Wait. What made you eventually endorse? If you don't mind me asking.
I think I endorsed him because, to be honest, I would have preferred Eric Adams.
With all the controversy,
yes, I would
going on with him,
because Eric Adams was good for New York.
Okay.
He provided businesses, he provided local businesses, he provided public safety increase at a large level. His problem was that the people around him that he put around him were not necessarily the most kosher, for lack of a better word. But he did good for New York.
Would you say also you were hesitant because Mamdani's experience is not as large, so I guess you may not know what he can do?
Okay. I was part of the decision. I was like, I know he was a state assemblyman, and did it at a young age to become a mayor, and whatever he did, his media, his social media, did a good job in help him to move his agenda, right? And so ultimately, looking at the decisions, I ended up endorsing him, right? Placed in a situation where he was the only choice, right? And so you made it. And again, I don't think that he's doing a horrible job. Actually, I think he's doing a fairly decent job.
He just got it
as mayor, right? So far, he is creating programs. He's creating further opportunities for our communities. And so I think that so far he's doing okay. Since January 1st, he's now in office. January 1st, this is what, January 30th?
Yeah.
All right. So he's in office 30 days, and I don't think, and I definitely like Kamar I definitely like Jamila as two of his top picks. He kept for continuance. He kept the commissioner for NYPD.
Yeah.
So I don't think that he's doing a terrible job, right? I think that he's doing a decent job um, as mayor so far. But what he did with the snowstorm was a disgrace. How DSNY handled the snowstorm was an utter disgrace to the citizen of New York City.
Mm.
And the second thing is, I didn't understand why there was school on Tuesday. Right? I didn't get that.
It was hard. It was definitely hard for people to really come through, especially with how cars were still, the snow pile up and everything was still so crazy apparent. So,
right, and it provided a safety issue for parents.
Yeah.
The school buses were late. Right, school buses were extremely late.
A lot of kids came very late. A lot of teachers didn't get to show up to, stock and everything.
Yeah,
a lot of kids didn't show up too. So
teachers coming from Long Island had issues coming to work. Right, teachers come from distance in Brooklyn because again they did a terrible job with snow shoveling.
Yeah.
In Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, right? Parts of Queens.
Yeah.
Right. So I am like, hey, why have school? Why open school? School should have been closed Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Really? Wednesday too?
Yeah.
You
have the option of remote learning.
I mean, remote learning was.
Andre, wait. See,
no, no. The option is there, and I'm not saying that it's not good, but it was sucky.
And I agree. Monday should have been a complete day off. Right. Yeah. School should be closed. School not open. No remote day. Tuesday, Wednesday, remote days. Right. What I'm saying is to continue the process and the belief that New York City public schools genuinely is for babysitting. That's what it is. Because we cannot not open school because parents have to go to work. Right?
Just saying it that way.
I have to open schools so that parents have an opportunity to send their kids somewhere.
Or the kids them can have yep.
Right. That's what it is.
The language.
Year-round programs. You have year-round programs because you have to provide opportunities because parents can't afford to have their kids home.
Yeah, there's a language. Is how the language make it even much more feel much more true. Like, yo, this is babysitting. Yeah.
And they don't want that expression, those words to come out and and to be talked about. Right. Yeah. But that's what it is. Right. That's why they had to rush to open schools.
Man.
So to me, that was a failure on the chancellor, on New York City, or whoever makes that decision to open or close school or do remote learning.
Yeah. Well, we got another snowstorm, maybe light coming at the end of the week. So
there's another one.
A chance to redeem. Let me make sure, because that's what I've been hearing. Let me see. Snowstorm this weekend. It's supposed to be a bit lighter. Yeah. Weekend nor'easter to bring heavy snow. Wind to East Coast. I mean, wow. I hope it's not as crazy again, man. I really hope it ain't gonna be that crazy.
When is it supposed to come? And this is, by the way, this is
going to be remember weekend.
You have ample time to prepare.
Yeah. They say the storm could unleash heavy snow and howling winds across the southeast this weekend in And this was today that was said. I'm just reading like some of the quotations. People need to prepare for the possibility of dangerous blizzard conditions in some coastal areas from North Carolina to southern Jersey shore. Blizzard conditions may reach parts of Long Island and southern New England. This will lead to sharply reduced visibilities due to the snow and blowing snow that will make travel extremely treacherous. Man, forecast guidance has come into better agreement that this will be a major snowstorm for North Carolina, Virginia Tidewater region, where over 6 inches of snowfall is increasing likely. All right, I'm reading through same way. All right, I want to make sure. Let me see. Okay, any snow that falls. Oh, this is Florida Peninsula should be of the Okay, this seems different, but it seems like they're really forecasting it for the weekend here, and this seemed like it's might be even very heavy as well. Really looking for some clarity.
Um, I think,
Yeah. Wow.
but like you say, like, what are we doing, right? What are we doing in preparation for
Yeah.
that? How are you gonna, what are you looking? And honestly, like I said, I don't think that that New York should have had school on Monday at all,
Mm.
right? Right? There should be no school on Monday, because ultimately, one, the kids, you are not prepared. Teachers
Yeah.
are not prepared, right? They're busy shoveling their snow, shoveling their car, some of them, right?
Mm.
144,000 teachers and powers and secretaries were not prepared to go to school, and principals, right? But you have 30,000 administrators,
Yeah.
right? We're not prepared to go
Yeah.
out there and do anything. So like this weekend, if the snowstorm hits New York, he has an opportunity to redeem himself.
They say it's on a likely chance to miss our side because it's more gonna be on the eastern side, like over on the eastern side, Long Island, but it's gonna impact us similarly too. So that's
That more south of us. So like
Yeah.
we might get the remnants of it. We
Yeah.
might not get we might not get the same amount,
same impact.
right, as the southern states, but we're gonna get something. It says another storm for can you believe it's 20 degrees outside? That's the other thing too. It was cold.
Yeah,
It's
this
cold.
morning I think was like it felt like 6. Felt like 6 this morning.
Right?
5. Yeah. I was like, damn, I was like, yo, what's this? I haven't felt this cold in a minute. I just imagine up in Rochester there too. Oh my gosh.
New Yorkers are not built for this poor weather. I'm actually just looking up the
Wait. Say that again. You said New Yorkers are not built for this cold weather?
No, they're not.
Not
downstate.
No,
Not
sir.
downstate.
You talking about here? Like here?
Yeah, we're not built for it.
Oh no, a lot of people would disagree with that.
No,
Man.
not New York City. Like, don't get me wrong.
Mm.
Cold weather versus brick weather, right? Two different things. You understand what I'm saying? Like, when you think of 20 degrees, 2 degrees, 3, you're thinking upstate, Buffalo, Rochester, County. Yes,
I'm still
not New York City.
Don't get so it still feel the same way. Like even getting the 5 and 6 degree. Yeah, even when I was in high school going through this too, man, I was feeling that. The experience.
Don't get me wrong, Andre. It gets cold, right? So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it doesn't get cold.
No, you said that New York.
We're not
people are
built for 20-degree weather on a constant basis. So like it has been under 30 degrees for 10 days. We're not used to that.
Enough people gonna disagree.
No, I've lived in New York for 44 years.
Yeah.
And we don't have that constant, not that we don't get there. Right, we do get there. We get there at 0 degrees. We get there at -1 degrees, -2 degrees. We get there.
Define built then.
So we're not built for long, sustained cold periods. Right, where we constantly going outside. Like by now, the snow fell on Sunday. By now, it should have started to melt already. Should be in the 30s.
I think it's just people lackadaisical in preparation.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm talking about it should have started to melt. We should have hit 30-something degrees already. But we're still in the 20s, and we're going to be in the 20s for a while.
Wishful thinking.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Wishful thinking.
5 days out. 6 days out, and now the snow is frozen. It's actually ice, right? And so that's a problem, right? So it has cold weather advisory, right? Yeah. So it's like they're giving you advisory because they're not used to it. It's like sustained heat. We're used to 85, 90 degrees, but having 5 or 6 days of 100 degrees is not New Yorkers. They're not built for that. That's why they don't have the grid, right? They don't have the grid. You get blackouts because they're overuse of AC or other lights to cool down, right? Now you have an increased usage of heat, right? That's why you have these emergency advisories.
I'm gonna tell you though, on a straight up, really, enough people would disagree. You know, like
talk to me. Why?
Because they're living, they're gonna speak from their experience. It's like I've been in the cold where it is like 5 days, or someone might say I've been in heat where it's so long, and because I've been through it, I have to make sure I prepare for it. And you got some people who just feel like say the snow just gonna go away.
Let's ask Sherry-Ann. Right. Hi, Sherry-Ann.
New York is built for this.
Or any other villages that's out there, right? Answer the question.
Yeah.
Do you think New Yorkers are built for sustained cold weather? Not 1 or 2 days, right? But sustained cold weather.
Here's Joanne.
Joanne.
Hey.
Let's hear what Joanne said.
Good night. So we're having, Andrea and I having a debate. And so we're asking the people out there. You could call in at, what's that number, Andre?
347-746-6598. You can jump in and argue with us.
Okay. Right? Replay.
So I'm saying that New Yorkers aren't, like right now with sustained cold weather.
Well, Sherian, is that an agreement, Sherian? Is that you said no? You agree with Roderick? You're saying that,
right?
Okay, so go ahead.
I'm saying that just like they're not built for long. Not that we're not built for hot weather.
Your question, Reggie, like you keep.
But what I'm saying is that we're not built for sustained long period of cold weather, like 20 degrees, under 30 degrees for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days.
Okay. No. You just increase the days.
Well, I'm saying for again a sustained period of time, and it's been cold, extremely cold for the last at least 1 week.
All right, Sherry-Ann looked like she agree with you because she said yes. If it's agreement, just say agree with Roderick or so.
I agree with Andre.
Yeah,
but Joanne, what's your thought on it? Do you think you're for sustained cold weather? That's very important. I'm not saying when it gets to 20 degrees one day. That's not what I mean. I mean,
we actually have been fortunate and lucky because it used to be worse before when they had blizzard and things like that.
All right.
So here it is. You know, we get
climate change right now is making us soft.
Yeah. Because the thing is, seriously, the
second.
last time we had like a snowstorm like this was what, 4 years
I
ago?
see it.
Probably.
4
I
years
see it,
ago or
but I
something
can't
like
find
that.
it.
Wait, what are you saying? What are you saying, Roderick?
I see the phone, but I can't. I can't find the phone.
Okay. Well,
No,
Right.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
sorry. Let me try
well,
again.
Joanne
I'm sorry.
says
I'm sorry. You could call it. You could call in again. I'm sorry. Call in
347
again. I just couldn't find it.
746
It is extremely cold. I'm not gonna disagree with you. It is cold, but the thing is, we have been used to having soft winters.
So are we built for this then?
We are built for it. We're in New
All right,
York.
that's it.
Hold on.
That's
Hold
it.
on. Hold on. Hold on.
That's it.
Hold on.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
I got you. Here we go.
Press 1 to send a voicemail.
All right. So go ahead.
Hi. I was just saying nobody not answering.
We're
Can I answer that question?
go ahead.
Okay, so here's what I'm saying, right? We were built for it, but after 2020,
Right. Okay.
but you know what I'm saying? I have try to pause it.
Sorry. Hold on a second. That's me.
She said after 2020 we got
Yes.
soft.
After
After
COVID,
2020, what happened? After 2020, what happened? Sharon, I'm sorry.
After 2020, people are not built for it because they got unaccustomed to having so much snow being come down at one way, right? The street, I can tell you personally, because I'm disabled, the street was not cleaned up in time.
I'll fail. Yes, I
When
agree.
when Department of Transportation came, they just pushed the snow against all the cars and they just kept it moving. It was not clean, it was just pushed. So come out of the car to go down the street. They're not built for it. I don't agree with Dr. Brian. They're not built for it.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to disagree. It is quite okay. I appreciate that. But the thing is, they did a piss poor job. Sanitation did a piss.
I think we're all in agreement with that. We're all in agreement with that. And wait. So Sharon, I just want to correct one thing that you're saying. It's not DOT, it's DSNY, right? Department. That's sanitation. That's responsible.
DSNY.
Yes.
Thank you. So here's the thing, right? They had the opportunity to employ young men to help them to go to the different streets, especially where the houses are, because they have to pay taxes, especially when you have private houses, right? They could have employed people who needed the job to clean. No, they could have employed people. Okay. And not only that, the sidewalks was horrible. I have home health aides. They literally have to walk in the street to get to the job. It was not a good way to clean up. And I agree when I think school should have closed on Monday completely.
Monday.
I agree it should start on Tuesday.
It should have been closed too. They weren't ready.
I think that
school should have been closed.
Right.
School should have been closed on Monday.
Right. And I think Mamdani, and again we blame Mamdani because he's the head, right? He's the head, right? That's why he gets the blame,
But you
right?
know something? I agree with that because they're trying to say, "Oh, he did an excellent job."
He did not.
The first time. No, he was not prepared. He didn't do that. No, he didn't. He didn't.
No.
He could have done it.
This is where I agree with you. I have to give Adams 100% in regards to snow management. He took care of that better. I don't know who was in charge of sanitation during that time, but they did a much cleaner job, and they didn't pile people's snow the way that they did.
They also had an opportunity to pay people. They have so many young men who was literally going around trying to get jobs to clean up with the DSNY, right? I can count how many times they came to go through the neighborhood to get rid of the snow. And And not only that, they didn't even say, well, let me get all the snow and pile it in one section. Have the DSNY get the forklift to put all that ice and to put all the snow in and dump it somewhere else. It's a mess right now.
Complete mess.
It looks truly disgusting out there. Absolutely. Right.
Did you look at Eastern Parkway? I just came from the hospital, right? I had a procedure. And the entire from Ralph Avenue.
Yes, I was just there.
Ralph Avenue all the way down to New York Presbyterian.
Right.
You know that? It's so nasty. You can't even cross over. People are prevented because the snow is still piling up. And the snow's completed till Sunday. It's almost a week. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. We need to talk about that.
That's so true.
That needs to be addressed. It was not.
I feel bad for what you said, like people who are sick or the children or whatever. There's no place to walk. I literally am climbing on piles and piles of mountains of snow and falling. How many times I fell? It was not fun.
Thank you, Sherry Ann, for calling, and we do appreciate your points. And we're gonna continue to discuss for a little bit further. So, in a half an hour or 20 minutes or so, if you feel like you want to call back, please call back and do share with the write-in online. Right. So we appreciate that. Thanks so much.
I'm gonna do that now. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you.
Nice to see you. Hi, Dr. Brian.
Hello. Thank you for participating. Thank you for the feedback.
I disagree with Stickle here.
I think a good approach was to it's not that I think it's helpful, right? It would have been hard to dig out the cars, but if you move cars to one side, you come up the block, you sweep, you pick up, then you move to the other side, right? And then
but they didn't. I think what I'm understanding from what Stickler said right here, so is that carry them over to the one side so we can snow this, but the snow will still be on that side. So once the snow over there still won't be no much place for people do them parking.
But that's not what he's saying.
Street, they're doing it on both sides, and they're
that's not what Stickler is saying.
Stickler clarified.
And he can answer you again. Stickler, you can call in. You can again, what's that number, Andre, to call in if you want to call in?
347-746-6598.
Right, and call in, have this conversation, right? I think what he's trying to say is you could clean one side if you clear up that one side. So you take all those cars that are on one side of the street, move them to the next side of the street, and then clean up the side that they came from. Move all of the snow, and then that side will be clear, and then you bring make them double park on the other side.
And then
and when the double park on the other side, now you do the same thing, so you have a clean street.
Good point, Stickle. So I mean, I guess I'm also thinking about even like street parking and like the ticketing and all those things, really. Though of course the last 2 or 3 days, I don't think people really had to worry about paying the parking meter.
They still had to pay the meter.
Oh, well.
That was still in effect. It's just the rules are suspended. Don't get it twisted. They want their money.
Yeah. So alternate side is canceled, but the meter is still in effect.
Oh gosh.
So have you seen the equipment in Manhattan? I didn't see the equipment, but I know that Manhattan was significantly better, cleaner than Brooklyn. I didn't see the equipment, Butterfly, but I definitely knew that it was significantly cleaner in Manhattan for the community, the rich people, the people with affluence and opulence to get around.
Yeah.
Right? Is the tale again. He walked in and continued the ideology of the tale of two cities, Manhattan and everybody else. And while I'm at it, I think we need to do a campaign against congestion pricing. That thing's mad expensive. Mad expensive. And there's no way around it. While I'm at it. Again, just the concept of a tale of two cities. Sorry, I just had to have a shameless plug. Absolutely, Sherry Ann. They should have hired more part-time workers, especially with your seniors and especially with your seniors, people with disability like myself, right? And then they'll sue me, charge me, but they won't help me, right? So it would have been nice
Tell me that's a good.
if people with disability like myself, that they came out and support, and
Yeah.
seniors support them in snow shoveling, right? So because I couldn't lift a shovel. I still can't do it. I can't move the snow because of anything. I don't want risk of injury.
Yeah.
So to me, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Right.
That was,
Madam Butterfly said, "Have you seen the equipment in Manhattan and have snow melters?" I didn't even know what is a snow melter.
snow melter.
Yeah, I actually seen it. It's they brought it around different parts of the different boroughs. So I did see it yesterday. Not
Oh.
too far from my area. But what's interesting is it takes like 3 or 4 construction sanitation trucks to go and pick up the snow and then bring it over to the orange snow melter it's like double the work. No, it's not my area. I saw it
A
downtown
lot of
Brooklyn.
energy.
Downtown Brooklyn. That's when
I
I saw.
saw the orange truck last night picking up the snow and put it into the garbage truck. Right.
And then they
Open that
move
truck.
over and bring it and dump it over to the snow melter in front of Prospect Park. You'll see it right next to Grand Army Plaza. It's right over there. They have it right across the library. It's stationed right there. They were cleaning that area first.
All in all, the hopes is that there's some better preparation for this
But that's
week.
double the work. If they did it right the first time, they wouldn't have to do double the work. You understand? If you do it right the first time, you don't have to go back and do a whole snow removal because you decide to plow everybody in.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Yeah.
And then
I mean,
after,
they do that all the time.
ridiculous. It's a waste of money. Taxpayers' money.
It's kind of interesting. I think the first 2 days they should cancel alternate side, but by the third day they need to put it back for that reason that Stickle just said.
What's that?
Clean the snow, get the snow truck and move the snow into one pile, pick it up.
The way that they actually threw the snow on top of everybody's car that you can't even get. It took me 3 days to try to get that stuff out. 3 days.
Some people haven't moved their cars yet.
I know, but guess what?
People
All
there
night,
still in the snow.
Sunday night, all Monday, all Tuesday, after you finish shoveling, they come back and bury you. And there was no salt. You're just burying people with no salt. It's a waste of time. I am a frustrated New Yorker.
I just imagine the people them who do all that work to get out,
No,
leave
it's true.
the park,
And then they come
and
back,
then
and then an hour later, it's like
Or somebody-
ridiculous.
or somebody in your park. Yeah.
Yes, that's what happened to me. I shoveled and somebody took it.
Yo, that's the worst, man.
Yeah. And for some reason, when you shovel the snow, you feel like you own that parking spot. That should be your parking spot.
Yes, after I spent 3 days.
Yo. Yeah, and some people not caring, no, man. Cause them just sit down there wait for you if you come out,
Exactly. And take the spot.
Oh man. Oh,
Yeah,
like what?
the same car that's been sitting there for the last 2 days.
Yeah.
That took my spot.
Yo, it's not an easy thing. I know you go, you can't even find a spot. Nah, man. But as we were speaking earlier, just the last point on this really is that snow's supposed to come this weekend, though they're saying it's not gonna be as crazy, but it's going to come, and it's probably gonna, well, not even probably, it's gonna be harder to clean up because of what's already there. Everyone knew we were going to get a lot. The city should have put alternate parking place before. Yeah, there's a lot of things that should have been done. Should have, would have, could have. Got this weekend to be redeemed.
Let's hope they redeem themselves. I just want to move on real fast to one of the issues with immigration,
Yeah.
right? And deportation.
Immigration crackdown.
Yeah. Down DHS has ICE, DHS, DOJ has deported 600,000 individuals, right? 600,000 individuals
Yeah,
in the
that's
last year,
it's a crazy amount, man.
right?
Hmm.
I get why, but yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. Let me go back. Let me just answer that. Or anybody want to tackle that? I get why congestion pricing is frustration, but yes. So does anybody want to tackle that before I say anything?
It's true. This city is turning into the city of walking or taking public transportation to fulfill MTA's budget. But here it is, because all the bike lanes took over parking. Here it is. Then if you want to do a rental bike, they put it in a parking area. Then they put the bus lane, so that takes out parking. So what? I do not depend on MTA. I do not like MTA. It's not fair. We spend money on our cars, we paid insurance, we want to be able to drive our car. And it's not fair that they only think about Manhattan, 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 Manhattan. So congestion prices, find a different way to tax people.
By the way, Stickle, people still drive into Manhattan, right?
Yeah.
It's not deterring people who drive to Manhattan because they have to go. It's not going to deter me from driving into Manhattan because I'm not going to take public transportation.
Me neither.
Right? A lot of people, you go into Manhattan, traffic is there. The reality of the situation is, again, for me, is building the tale of two cities.
The haves and the have-nots.
The haves and the have-not. I don't want you around us. I want you separated from us. So I'm going to charge you to be amongst us. Right? And that is wrong. Right? That is very, very wrong. And people need to look at that. They need to complain. They need to threaten Kathy Hochul, threaten her job. She's up for re-election this year. And so she needs to understand that there's grave concern with what she is doing and what has been done. Right? Right? There's truth. Probably not high enough then, Roderick. It's $2.25 at night and $9 during the day. All right? If you have an easy pass. That's a lot of money. So I was saying Donald Trump and his office have deported 600 individuals since his election. 1.9 million individuals have self-deported, right? So that's 2.5 million individuals. What has happened with the 2.5 million people who have left this country by force or by self, it has affected menial labor, farming, overall economics. It has affected our schools and poor attendance, and the overall economic toll that these actions have taken. And let's be honest, right? The goal of immigration was to deport criminals, right? Not working people, right? Not the working individuals here in the United States who are doing nothing but positive things to uplift America because they sought an opportunity for success. And this is what they end up with. So the 2.5 million people, Donald Trump has to take a look at the national effect, right? The national effect of, right, of these harsh deportation policies. Right? Because again, 2.5 million people. A lot of people, Joanne. A lot of people are hungry.
And the thing is, some of the people they're deporting are actually there at the courthouse about to get their green card, or they're on a legal appointment. But hey, you're an immigrant, we're going to cancel you out. What is that? And now other places are doing the same to us.
Right. Absolutely. Right. And so America is no longer the land of the free. It's no longer the land of dreams.
Well, says who?
Huh?
Says who?
It's not. How
Well,
you can't
well,
afford
to
anything.
us, to us, we might be thinking so. But when you tell the people them who in different countries where face strife all the time, constant issues, in their mind, America is the best place to be. And to be honest, really, a lot of opportunities. And I'm pretty sure y'all could agree. You have so much more opportunities here to go up the ladder compared to other countries. People are still gonna come through, even when they're getting sent back. They're gonna find a different route to come through because the TV already telling them America is the place to be. And then when countries, you know, getting so much borrowing from America, like if you look at even the American dollar, as much as some countries, like China and them trying to step away from it, the dollar is still number one, still powerful. You go to any country and you can spend, well, most of the countries them in the world you can use dollars. Their currency can't work up here. So they look at it just like currency power. They're still
in that regard, yes. But
Yeah.
by the way, just for the record, America is losing its prowess on the international scope. Right?
Oh, yeah.
It's losing it. A lot of people don't want to come to America. They're also creating the same policies as America. And America is dropping down the line of economic girth. Right? It is dropping. The American dollar is losing its value in many places. You're right. Where when I travel, it's actually easier for me to find a cambio to change the American dollar to the local currency than when I'm here in the United States to find those cambios to make those changes. You're right about that.
Yeah.
But that will begin to change.
Slowly changing. And this is similar to other what do you call it, world powers centuries, decades, centuries ago. UK, Germany, Rome. Look at just those throughout history. They were on top and then they fall. And it's really as a result of how they moved economically, a cycle that continues. So yeah, it's a cycle that continues. So yeah, essentially it.
Yeah, we have just a couple of minutes left. I just want to, before I forget, just wishing a happy birthday to Jennifer. She's not watching, but I didn't want to let her know that I did not forget that her birthday. Happy birthday to Norman, to Divine, Norman, Divine, Donald, who are sharing a birthday.
And happy belated birthday to you, Roderick.
Oh, I thank you. I'm still celebrating.
It's not belated.
It's not belated.
It's belated. You brought the snow.
home health services, domestic workers, deli counter workers, supermarket. Absolutely, these are the people who are losing their jobs and they're getting sent home. And these are low-paying jobs, so who's going to take them? These are people willing to. These are people willing to work, right? And do whatever needs to get done.
Just like the
Right.
farmers, right?
Yep. And so these are different issues. These are different issues that we have to face. So it's really exciting. I'm sorry. I want to thank. I spent Sunday in bed all day. My sons brought me breakfast.
Nice.
And then my wife, I was complaining that I wish I could go outside because I could have some curry chicken, curry chicken and white rice. And she prepared me some curry chicken and white rice.
Bless up to the wife there. You don't know.
Right. So
Think
and
so.
it was excellent, by the way. It was excellent. So,
You for some curry.
so kudos to my sons for breakfast. They took care of me, although they didn't do one thing. They didn't do one thing, which was
Oh,
I told them
listen. You don't have to say it. Just
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it.
gratitude.
You're right. I told him to come and hang out with me. I told him to come hang out with me. But I am thankful, and it was a good birthday. It was an excellent birthday,
That's
and I
right.
enjoyed it. You know, love my kids. I love to hang out with my kids. That's why.
Of course.
Okay.
That's,
I mean,
that's
that's
excellent.
the-
Happy birthday to everybody who's coming up, everybody I just mentioned. And if I missed your birthday, I'm sorry. I might not have known, but kudos to everyone on their birthday. I know that there's some birthdays coming up for Valentine's Day as well, but that's not the time yet for that.
Yes. God bless you. And see you next week.
Yes.
Peace out.
And, just before I forget, shoot in your topic, shoot me a text message, send an email to villageshow30@gmail.com with any topic you want to discuss. If you want to come on the show and be a special guest for that day, let us know. Let us know what you want to talk about to make the discussion. Please make sure that you share the show, subscribe to the show, and again, share and subscribe. And I want to thank each and every one of you for watching the Village Radio Talk Show with myself, Roderick Daly, your host, Andre Doman, our executive producer, Dr. Joanne Bryan, our co-hostess, Sophia Willisey, our producer, and John Sampson, our co-host. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the weekend and buckle up if you're in the East. Buckle up for the snowstorm that is scheduled to come our way. And thank you for calling in, and thank you for all your comments, the villagers. God bless. Have a great night.
Bye-bye.
Peace out.